Navigating Probate in Arkansas. My name is Leon Jones Jr. I'm the managing attorney here at Big Rock Legacy Law Group. And I want to take a few moments today to talk about an important but often very confusing and could be lengthy process, which is probate in Arkansas. If you've ever lost a loved one, you may have heard the term probate, but understanding what that means and how to navigate it can be overwhelming. My goal is to help clarify this process so that you can be prepared, and if necessary, you can make the informed decisions for yourself and your loved ones. Probate is a legal process by which a deceased person's estate is settled. Now, this includes validating their will, if they have one, paying off any debts and taxes, and distributing the remaining assets to the heirs or beneficiaries. Now, this process is overseen by the probate court in the county where the deceased lived here in Arkansas. Probate is required here in Arkansas if the deceased owned assets solely in their name. Now, there are some exceptions. A small estate affidavit. If the total value of their estate is $100,000 or less, that excludes where they lived or any other exempt property, then their heirs or beneficiaries may be able to bypass the probate process using an affidavit after a 45-day waiting period. There are also joint ownership and beneficiary designations. Any assets that were designated for beneficiaries, such as life insurance or payable on death bank accounts, or any jointly held property, they don't necessarily have to go through the probate process. So now there are steps to this process. First step is filing a petition. This begins when the interested party, a spouse or a child or the executor named in the will, files a petition with the probate court through their probate attorney. Then the executor or administrator is appointed, and if the will is in existence, then the court will appoint that person named in the will. If not, the court will appoint someone else as the administrator. And then, of course, you have to notify the creditors and all the heirs, and you have to give the creditors time to make any claims against the estate. Now, taxes and debts do have to be paid, and the executor has to make sure that those debts, taxes, and expenses are paid before any distribution of assets. And then you get to asset distribution, and the executor will distribute any remaining property to the beneficiaries according to the will or state law if there is no will. And then finally, you close the estate by filing a petition with the court. And if the court approves it, then all the duties have been completed properly, then the estate is closed. You can give us a call now and we can answer any questions that you may have on this process. I've also got the question, well, how long does probate take? Well, here in Arkansas, it takes anywhere from 6 months to sometimes well over a year, depending on the complexity of the estate. If disputes arise, such as contested wills, then the process can and most likely will take a lot longer. Now, probate is necessary for some estates, but there are ways to avoid or even simplify the process. One of the best ways is to create a living trust, where you place property into that trust and it bypasses probate. Another good way is to name beneficiaries and designations on your bank accounts or retirement accounts and life insurance policy to ensure a direct transfer to the people that you want to have it. And then, of course, joint ownership of property that will automatically transfer that property to the surviving owner. And of course, as we talked about before, small estate process. Now, this can reduce the time and the cost of a probate. So as you navigate the probate system here in Arkansas, I know it can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be. If you understand this process as we've explained, knowing when it's required and options, you can simplify or avoid it and ensure a smoother transition for your loved ones. Now, planning ahead is key. If you haven't already, consider discussing your estate plan with an attorney. You can call us here at Big Rock Legacy Law Group, and we can help you put a plan in place so your wishes will be honored.